last stream got cut off in between because I stopped streaming. There was some disturbance in the background and YouTube ended it. So this is part 3.1 of the same stream. It's like it will be continued. I'll just change the music. Okay. This is really grinds. You're not. Okay. Difficult to choose this one. I don't want to keep the music same because then it will sound really same, because you usually want to listen to the same music, right? But the videos will sound very similar. Okay. Yeah, I'm not really caring about copyright and all, so whichever music suits best. Let's just play Hurricane, that's rice. Cool, yeah. So in the point when the stream got cut, I was talking about kind of converting this into an X expression, but it's a very vague idea that I just got randomly. But that led me to I have been interested in creating developer tools or tools which kind of play the intermediate role in the larger process, wherein you take that particular tool and then create something bigger of your own, which can be very different from the expected use of the tool. So given that, I'm really interested in how one of those fields which interests me is programming languages. So it would be really interesting to build a programming language. So I have been in the past referring to why isn't it in my recommendations? Oh, teach yourself. So this website I've been referring for quite some time now to given I did not study computer science during my bachelor's, but my degree was electrical and electronics. I'm interested more towards the computer engineering, but also towards a bit of theoretical computer science that includes programming languages and stuff like that. So this really has a good collection of sources if you wanted to take up computer science degree, self-paced kind of thing, where you go on completing a topic one by one. So these are basically the core topics which kind of create a computer science degree. So from programming, architecture, algorithms, math, operating system, networking, databases, language and compilers, checking systems. So I have completed computer architecture from this, which was the 9 to Tetris course in Coursera. It's a really interesting course. Approaches the architecture subject really creatively. So it was fun learning that part. So actually, while searching a resource for learning languages, I came back to this, and uh, so like the book it recommends is this compiler, which is a very traditional uh, kind of a recommendation. It also has this like its own suggested introductory text, which is crafting interpreters. And this is really comprehensive introduction to creating your own interpreter, wherein this person, oh, I don't get the name. Okay, Bob Nystrom. He has gone through the steps of creating a programming language, and like essentially the interpreter which interprets the language. It really has interesting illustrations and lays it down very nicely. So yeah, this is one interesting area to dive into at some point of time. So I will definitely be doing something on this part, and will be writing, and maybe will be streaming. For now, I'm stuck at this weird thing where the React app isn't building for some reason. Like there's a simple create React app thing, but for some reason it isn't generating the final build. So I first have to investigate that, but I'm not sure how do I proceed, because like let's see, or maybe I'll have to eject the project and use it simply as a webpack thing. Okay, so yeah, at times I procrastinate and keep adding new elements, because it's really fun to do that. So as you can see, there's no new factorial, there's a conditional, uh, and like the possibilities are endless, right? Because you can add all kinds of elements, and then you can add certain combination of elements wherein you can refer certain other elements inside a single element. So that could be fun. Okay. Yet the biggest pieces which are remaining, I think the volume is too low. Biggest pieces, biggest pieces which are remaining here are to make this whole thing web-based, so that like all the models you draw are saved somewhere, and then kind of creates a complete network wherein people can upload their own elements, people can upload their own, create their own recipes, people can consume other recipes, etc. So you can actually, I usually use Node for all my side projects, but I was trying to think of certain offbeat thing here which I haven't tried before. So I was looking at Go, and there are a lot of Go web frameworks are like available out there. I'm not sure which one to go with, because I'm not sure how do I, like I'm not sure about how to compare them. So like each one works for me, but then yeah, I refer to certain websites, as you can see, and these are all already visited. So in the Revel pops up at the top, but what I read was that Revel has all of it. So I mean, it can be an overhead if you're just building a small thing. So I just want a HTTP server, REST API server to be in place so that the front end could consume it. Let's think. Oh, REST API. It should be HTTP. This is one which I've got recently called of Jinjang. Fast, burst, chemistry, personalization, routes grouping, error management, extendable, and then built-in rendering. Cool. Always the syntax. Pardon me for my poor data structure knowledge, but I'm not sure what you'll explain this. Cool. Right now I just want certain examples. This. Cool. Express style API. Cool. Okay, this looks good. Not sure where to begin. I'm not really used to Go as a language. I tried it almost a year back, but then hadn't touched it after that. Yeah, this is one thing which I've learned. Like if you try to pick up a new language as a part, like to learn a new language as a part of building certain side project, ensure that you're not in kind of a hurry, because usually if you just want to get that thing out, learning a language would be a big hurdle for you at that point of time, because you could have easily implemented the same thing in something which you already know, and just get that thing out and then keep it like make it running. But if you are working on something which is slow paced and you have sufficient time to get to know the language in detail, so yeah, then you should go with learning a new language, because then it also creates a kind of a negative uh, mentality, or like your whole idea of that particular language kind of gets a bit of ruined. Because what happened was last year I was trying out Go, and the setup required for Go at that point of time was a bit involved, because you had to create certain directories, and it has this slash github uh, folder structure where all your Go projects go into a single directory, and the path is defined at that particular point. There's no relative path, there's single path, which is a really good thing. But it is really difficult to map coming from a node background, which is very flexible in terms of like writing code, which is a kind of problem at times. But yeah, so you like choose task according to the appetite of the project. So I think for this one, the solver would be a minimal one, because it will involve basic CRUD operations. So, and I have sufficient time, I guess, to pick up. So I think I can experiment for this one. So I'll just maybe go through these frameworks, and next time in the next stream maybe you see me building something in Go. Pardon me, I'll be very bad at it because I'm not used to writing Go. So yeah. Coming from a JavaScript background, it feels really relieving to write a strongly typed language, for that matter TypeScript, because you get this you get this confidence in your code that right, like this will not break in runtime, like this will behave as expected. The most unpredictable code which I think like which I feel I have least confidence on is whenever I write Redux actions, reducers, etc. Because one, everything is happening behind the screen of and behind the curtains of Redux, where you fire a dispatcher event, and God knows, obviously like, there's something which is handling it, but I feel dispatching is just like shooting an arrow in empty space. There's someone who is going to accept it and route it to the right point. So it's a bit difficult to visualize how the flow is defined, and on top of that, when it is not typed, it adds up to it. So yeah, typed languages feel really good at this point of time when I come from writing JavaScript. So I think I'll definitely enjoy writing this in Go. So let's just started. So so I don't think there'll be much of coding for the stream. I have to first sort this out, because maybe I'll just eject the project and configure the webpack myself, so that I finally have the build with me, so that I can just deploy it to my website, and so that anyone who has to preview it can try it on their own machines. So yeah, I think that will be it for the stream. So see you next time. This is an interesting resource. I would like you to refer this. This is crafting interpreters by Bob Nystrom. Thumbs up to Bob. Thanks. Cool. And to the people who compile, teach yourself computer science too, because it's a really good resource. Thumbs up to you guys. Cool. We'll see you guys later. Bye bye.